Welcome back, guys. If you saw this title of today's video and your jaw dropped, trust me, you are not alone. For years, we have watched Bimbo Ademoye and Timini Egbuson build what seemed like an unshakable bond. We have seen the smiles, the constant support, the effortless chemistry, and the playful banter that made us all believe that no matter what happened in the chaotic world of Nollywood, these two would always have each other's back. But every fairy tale has a breaking point. Behind the glittering curtains, the red carpet, and the perfectly edited YouTube vlogs, the pressure has been building to an absolute boiling point, and recently, according to shocking reports from deep within the industry, that pressure finally exploded. We are talking about a moment that allegedly left an entire production set dead silent, a moment where the laughter stopped, the playfulness vanished, and Timini Egbuson reportedly looked at Bimbo Ademoye and screamed 4 words that changed everything. It all ends here. Grab your tea, take your seat, and turn your volume up, because today we are breaking down the raw, uncensored truth behind the explosive confrontation that has everyone asking, is this the definitive end of Nollywood's favorite duo? To understand why a moment like this happens, we have to look past the single event and look at the foundation. You don't just wake up one day and scream at someone you deeply care about. This was the result of a slow burn, an accumulation of professional stress, blurred boundaries, and the claustrophobia of public expectation. Think about the moments that these two operate in. Timini Egbuson and Bimbo Ademoye aren't just a casual co-star anymore. They are a top-tier industry brands. When they are cast together, the expectations are astronomically high. Directors want to perfect their brand, brands want to perfect their viral moment, and fans want real-life romance. But behind the scenes, both of them have been expanding their individual empires. Bimbo Ademoye has been working tirelessly, producing her own massive independent projects, directing and managing a grueling schedule, while Timini Egbuson has been pushing his own career to new limits, balancing multiple high-profile sets and constant public scrutiny. When you take these two fiercely passionate, exhausted, and highly ambitious individuals and lock them in a high-stress creativity environment for weeks or ends, the air gets thin. Industry insiders whispered that leading up to this confrontation was that there has been a series of micro disagreements, a clash over creative direction here, a scheduling conflict there, and a miscommunication about a shared project. The fuse was lit a long time ago. It was only a matter of time before someone dropped the match. Let's unpack the moment itself. According to the source close to a recent high-stake producer, the atmosphere on set had been tense all day. It wasn't a standard movie scene blowout. This was personal. The report states that during a heated discussion regarding a pivotal creative choice, where both Bimbo and Timini held strongly opposing views on how a specific dynamic should be handled, the professional boundaries completely collapsed. Egos clashed, exhaustion took over, and what started as a professional debate turned deeply personal. That was when Timini Egbuson, visibly overwhelmed and pushed to his absolute limits, reportedly snapped. He didn't just raise his voice, he screamed, "It all ends here," before walking off the set, leaving the cast, the crew, and Bimbo herself in a state of absolute shock. For a man who usually maintains a perfectly smooth, unbothered bad boy composure in public, a public outburst of this magnitude is massive. It tells us that whenever and whatever boundary was crossed, it cut deep. It wasn't just about a script or a scene. When you scream, "It all ends here," we're talking about a dynamic, a partnership, an era. It was the sound of the someone completely suffocating under the weight of a narrative they could no longer control. So, where do they go from a moment like that? When the dust settles and the echoes of those words are still hanging in the air, what happens to Bimbo and Timini? For Bimbo, who values her peace, her professionalism, and her emotional stability over and above everything else, a public confrontation like that is a massive deal breaker. She's not a creator who thrives on toxic drama. Sources say she handles the immediate aftermath with icy professionalism, ensuring the work was done but setting an immediate rigid boundary. Since that alleged incident, internet dictates that she have noticed a distance quietly between them. The constant effortless social media tags have slowed down. The casual spontaneous appearance have paused. They are putting distance between themselves, and for the very first time it feels intentional. But here is the deeper perspective. Passion and anger are two sides of the same coin. You don't get that angry and you don't scream with that much intensity as someone you don't deeply care about. If they were just casual business partner, they would have rolled their eyes, complained to their manager, and collected their checks. The explosion happened precisely because their bond is so deep. They have expected so much from each other over the years, and when those expectations failed, the heartbreak came out as rage. When someone says it all ends here, it doesn't always mean the destruction of the relationship. Sometimes it means the end of a specific way of doing things. It might mean the end of them forcing a perfect fairy tale narrative for the public. It might mean the end of them mixing intense personal feelings with high-stake business. This confrontation, as painful as it sounds, might be the very thing that forces Bimbo and Timini to redefine their boundaries, step back and build a healthier, more matured connection away from the cameras. But one thing is completely certain: the era of carefree, effortless Timini and Bimbo ship has shifted forever. They have entered a raw, real chapter, and as viewers, we are witnessing the complex reality of celebrity relationship. What do you think? Was this outburst just a momentary result of extreme exhaustion, or do you think their professional and personal alliances has truly reached its final destination? Drop your thoughts, your theory, and I will support in your comment section below. Make sure to slam that like button, subscribe so you never miss an update on this unfolded story, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.